Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Homer Lim together with Ma'am Miss Nilda, who will be helping us and guiding us with our Left B uh, live today. No, so hopefully we're gonna do more of this, maybe once a month, depending on the schedule as well as the kumbaga yung mga how would you say, yung mga questions that a lot of our followers are asking. So siguro one of the Nilda, what are the most common questions that you kumbaga you encounter when patients would ask us or would question o mag-inquire about yung treatment natin with regards to cancer and in when we are using repurpose drugs ba? So sure to be with Dr. Homer. And alam niyo po, talagang tumataas na ang rate ng cases ngayon ng ating cancer. So, a lot of patients are calling us for medicines and one questions mga repurpose medicines like ivermectin, saka kung anong mga types of cancer kung pwede nilang gamitin yon. Pwede ba before the surgery or after the surgery? Okay. Yeah, so yan, tama yan, no? Yun din lagi natin nakukuha mga questions. So with regards to muna yung unang question ni Nilda on regards to can you take ivermectin with other repurposed drugs like mebendazole or fenbendazole prior to surgery? Yes, you can, no? But you just have to be aware na prior to surgery, kung magte-take kayo ng mga ganitong mga gamot, you just have to be aware na it can cause a bit of liver enzyme. So yung liver enzyme nyo, baka tumaas. Baka before surgery, baka sabihin ng doc, uy, bakit mataas liver enzyme mo? Di parang ma-postpone yung surgery. So you have to be careful when you're taking these types of drugs kasi it might increase your liver enzymes. Though, based on sa experience natin, probably I would say mga 10% of those who are taking repurposed drugs like ivermectin, mebendazole do have elevated liver enzymes, but they're not significantly very, very high. But you definitely can take ivermectin prior to surgery. So, but siguro one of the questions na tinatanong, Doc, ayaw ko magpa-surgery Pwede bang ivermectin, mebendazole na lang? Di ba? Lagi nilang sinasabi yun. So, yun comment ko lagi would be, as much as possible, kung kayang tanggalin yung bukol, tanggalin na. Whether it's colon, breast, ovarian, kung kayang tanggalin, tanggalin yan. Because 90% of your survival ng isang cancer patient is dependent on whether the tumor was removed early. Of course, kung let's say stage 4 ka na, wala ka na mare-remove. So it's very important na if you have the cancer and it's operable, have it removed na. Huwag naman kayo magsayang ng oras tsaka panahon kasi baka mas magastos pa at the end of the day. Mas mahal pa yung gagastusin, no? Yes. Mm-mm. Oh, so what else common question? Iba meron Mm. Mm. Yeah. Difference, tama, oo. So, lagi rin 'yan natatanong 'no, Doc, mas gusto ko Penbendazole over Mebendazole kasi 'yun ang nakikita ko, naririnig ko, 'yun ang pino-promote lagi, 'no? Even si ano nga, 'di ba, si Mel Gibson, he made a comment dun sa Joe Rogan show na 2 of his or 3 or his friends who had cancer and they were taking, ivermectin with Fenbendazole, nawala daw yung cancer, no? So, what is the difference between Fenbendazole and Mebendazole? They're actually the same class of drugs. Imidazole tawag natin. So both are anti-parasitic drugs. Yung mebendazole is more for humans, no? Yun yung Antioch sa Pilipinas, no? Pero wala na masyado yun. But yung fenbendazole more for animals. Para si infections in animals, no? So ang difference nila is advantage would be the mebendazole pwedeng pumunta sa brain. Fenbendazole does not go to the brain. So I think that's one particular information that people have to understand, no? When it comes to fenbendazole, mebendazole, I would still prefer number one, mebendazole, because it has penetration to the brain as compared to fenbendazole. Hindi maganda ang penetration sa brain. At the same time, fenbendazole seems to be more expensive compared to mebendazole or on a gram per gram basis. So, yun yung difference. Mebendazole penetrates the brain, fenbendazole does not.
Thank you, Doctor.
Tama.
So yun is
Oo.
purpose nun is prevention.
Tama. And not only prevention, if you have brain tumors or metastasis to the brain, you really have to take mebendazole over fenbendazole. Kasi fenbendazole, walang effect sa brain. So I think that's more important for people to understand and realize, no?
Yes, thank you.
So what else ang common questions?
Common question. Ano ba medicine? Wala na pong
Yun, very good. Yun ang akala ng tao, pag nag-take sila ng ivermectin mebendazole, okay na, solved na lahat, wala na silang problema sa buhay, no? But actually, people, you have to understand why we have repurposed drugs is number one, these drugs are, kumbaga they help shrink the tumor. How do they help shrink or kill the tumor? You want to block, binabara natin yung cancer na kumain ng kinakain mo. Yun yung purpose ng drugs na to. So, there are many classes of what we call repurposed drugs. Pag sinabi nating repurpose, you're using one drug na indicated for, let's say, metformin. Metformin is a drug that's for diabetes. A lot of people are taking that. Pero one very, very good thing with metformin is very, very good for cancer cells. Kasi cancer cells, when they are exposed to metformin, they die. Not only cancer cells, even cancer stem cells, they die in the presence of metformin. So when you give metformin to cancer cells, they starve. They are not able to use the sugar that you're eating, yung carbs. If you eat lots of carbs, lots of sugar, di ba your cancer cells become very, very happy kasi dumadami sila, kasi may energy sila. If you give metformin, you block the ability of the cancer cells to eat normal cells, no? But they're also very, very toxic to cancer cells because cancer cells also use fatty acids. And one way to block that is actually to take statins. So, as I mentioned earlier, no, kung ang sugar binablock ng metformin, statins blocks the fats, the fatty acids that you're taking also. Kasi kung kumakain ka ng meat, kumakain ka ng tapos kanin, tinapay, carbs, di ba? So you're blocking two mechanism na. So you're actually starving the cancer from eating sugar and fats or fatty acids with the use of metformin and statins, which is atorvastatin or simvastatin, no? Yung ibang statins like pravastatin as well as rosuvastatin, wala siyang effect on cancer cells. So I think that's very important for sa mga nanonood to understand when it comes to repurposing drug for cancer. That's why. So you have mebendazole, you have ivermectin, you have metformin, you have statins. What other drugs? Aspirin. Aspirin is one of the most cheapest, most widely available drug. It's very, very good kasi anti-inflammatory siya. And it also helps in preventing metastasis para hindi kumalat yung cancer. So one of the things that we give together with your metformin, atorvastatin, is actually aspirin because aspirin can block the tumor from going to other areas sa ibang organs ng body, no? So it prevents, it blocks that. Kumbaga, keep the cancer in where it's in organ of origin. So kung nasa breast, we want to maintain it to keep it in the breast. So you take aspirin. So these are the drugs that we commonly use. So that's your metformin, statins, aspirin, and then your ivermectin. So to say that ivermectin and mebendazole is enough is not really correct. You want to cover as much, so you give your metformin, your aspirin, and your statins. No, so I think that's one thing that people have to understand. Hindi lang dapat ivermectin and mebendazole. There has to be a combination. So I hope people will understand and really realize this. No, okay. Any other question?
Kasi with this discussion, na-unveil na natin doktor, di ba? So, pero syempre, just to, of course, it's really very important na itong pinakikita natin doktor, hindi tayo magsisimplify. So, I think the best is siguro magpa-consult tayo kay doktor kung meron tayong chance, or if you have any questions, we can siguro ask some questions. We can read it in the feeds. Another question, Doctor. So, habang naghihintay tayo ng mga questions nila, Doktor, yung tungkol dito po sa mga repurposed drugs. So, other than that po, kunyari, nagkikimo ako, okay, right now, nagkikimo po ako. Tapos, iinumin ko po to. Is it okay po, Doktor, na mag-consume combined with
Yeah.
chemo? Or
Actually, yun ang problema. So, sagutin mo natin yung second question, whether should you do chemo or chemotherapy or not. That's more of a personal choice. You have to, kumbaga, discuss this with your doctor, I guess, with your family, if you really want to push through with chemotherapy or whatever forms of therapy. I do not advocate, or I do not say that you should not do chemotherapy or radiotherapy. That's really a personal choice. However, no, you can take these drugs together with your chemotherapy. Actually, it makes it better. It's yung this when you're on chemotherapy and you take these drugs, it's even better kasi isipin mo, nagte-take ka ng metformin, atorvastatin, aspirin, ivermectin. So nagugutom yung cancer, walang makain. Tapos babanatan mo, let's say, ng chemo or radio, mas maging effective kasi gutom na sila. They're more kumbaga sensitive, mas mahina na sila. So they actually become more they die easier when you combine these type of drugs, no? So I think but whether or not you want to do chemo or radio, that's really your choice. We cannot make that decision for you. Oo.
Pero kung doktor, kunyari, tayo na nauubos din.
Yeah.
Yung repurposed drugs, question ko lang naman, Doktor, kunyari ako ay may chance ba quality of life again?
Actually, okay. So let's put it this way. Siguro for everyone to understand and kumbaga pag yung perspective ba na kakaiba. So pag nagkikimo ang pasyente, normally nagkikimo sila 3 weeks isang beses.
Yes.
Tama? So usually nagkikimo sila 1 day lang. So every 3 weeks, isang araw lang nagpapatay ng cancer. Paano yung ibang araw, yung 20 out of the 21 days, di happy si cancer. Kung wala ka ibang ginagawa. Kung kumakain ka ng bawal, kumakain ka ng matatamis, kumakain ka ng matataba, lahat yun, kinakain mong bawal, ibig sabihin ba yung cancer cells mo patay na sa last 20 days? Hindi, kaya nga ang chemo mo every 3 weeks. Paano yung ibang araw? How do you cover that? How do you prevent the cancer from growing again and becoming resistant to chemo or radiotherapy? That's where the repurposed drugs comes in.
Now we understand that talagang kailangan talaga in combination.
Yeah.
But everyday siguro
You can take the repurposed drug is there to be taken on a daily basis. I mean, yung mga may diabetes, they take metformin 2 to 3 times a day. So you have patients with heart disease, with na history of stroke, heart attacks, they take aspirin every day. Right? The only difference would probably be yung statins din, diba? They take it every day. So the only difference probably would be ivermectin, mebendazole, which is not really taken on a daily basis, no? Though I'm sure a lot of people during the pandemic until now, they take ivermectin, parang vitamins, no? But anyway, no? But the point there is, you have to take these drugs because they help in preventing the cancer from spreading. At the same time, it actually, papatayin niya talaga yung cancer dahan-dahan by starving the tumor, preventing the tumor or the cancer cells to grow and become more resistant. Kaya nga yung ibang pasyente, nagkikimo every 3 weeks, after 6 cycles, imbis na nawala yung cancer, nasa ibang parts na ng body, from the colon, meron ng liver. No, very, very common. That's because, again, because of chemotherapy, develop a bit of resistance. So one way to prevent that is really you can combine it with your repurposed drugs. So that's the real reason why we are advocating this. So ganun naman yung tanong with the cost, no? So we're trying to I'm sure if you go to the drugstores, no, hindi naman expensive po ang metformin, atorvastatin, or simvastatin and aspirin. It's very cheap, no? You probably spend less than 20 pesos on this medicine. The only expense would actually be the ivermectin mebendazole, which is a bit more expensive, no? So because you might have to take around 4, let's say, depende kasi ang ivermectin eh. Could be 6 times. So that mga 60 milligrams to 90 milligrams. Mebendazole, 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams, no? So, yun ang medyo expensive, no? But if you would look at it, it's still way cheaper than taking your chemotherapy. Some of the chemotherapy costs 200, 300,000 a session, right? So 100, I don't think you'll get 100,000 taking repurposed drug on a monthly basis, no? So I think you can combine it, no, if it's possible. So we do have questions, no? Sabi ni Miss Elevera, may alam ba ng testing center para ma-check ng metabolic panel para malaman pathways dapat kung okay. So ang question niya medyo technical. Pero ang question niya, paano daw malalaman yung metabolic cancer pathways? May mga test po ba? Yeah, there are tests, but they're not commercially available. They're more for laboratory research purposes. So wala talagang test for commercial use. So wala talaga. So we really base it on papers that we have encountered when what type of tumors are, and then what they are more kumbaga more, what would they like. Example would be some ovarian tumors. They don't like sugar. They like fats more. Kaya nga may mga ovarian cancer, nag-ketogenic diet, nag-cancer biglang sumabog, nag-spread. Kasi akala nila ketogenic diet would help them. Baliktad, yung cancers, yung ovarian cancer, they like fats more than sugar. So people have to understand this difference between, again, when they're doing their diets also, very important to understand the different mechanisms and pathways that pwedeng maapektuhan because of these, cancer, how cancer cells or different types of cancers use fuels a bit differently, no? And then we have si Ma'am Corazon. Hi, Ma'am! So anyway, pwede pa raw, kung wala raw aspirin kasi maraming masakit ang tiyan, aspirin or allergy, pwede ba raw sila mag-clopidogrel? Yeah, definitely, they can take clopidogrel, no? Sayang, no? Before we had dipyridamole sa market.
Yes.
Oh, it was under the drug name Persantin. It's actually dipyridamole was even more effective than aspirin with regards to but if you don't, clopidogrel is fine also, which is what I give pag hindi nila kaya ang aspirin, okay? And Jim is asking, pwede ba balik? Yeah, definitely. As long as yun nga, hindi masakit ang tiyan, wala silang allergy aspirin, they can take aspirin. I mean, I would suggest, even if you don't have cancer, you want to avoid to have cancer, heart disease, strokes, you take aspirins on a daily basis. You're gonna be, preventing your risk of having heart attack and strokes by at least 50%. Okay? So, any other questions? So, any other question na comes to mind?
Kasi hindi pa kasi sinasabi niya.
Mm.
Hindi ako sa pag
Oo.
may effect yun sa liver natin.
Yeah.
Doktor, ano ba ang pwede natin i-suggest? I think if they have the chance, siguro talagang dapat pwede kayo magpa-consult.
Yeah, I mean, marami namang doctors po nagpe-prescribe na ng mga repurposed drugs, So I think for those who have, been diagnosed with cancer, I would really suggest you go to your doctor for hindi cancer kinamatay niya, di ba? So it's very important for us to be aware and to be kumbaga careful din, even even ivermectin toxic dose. So we have to be aware what we should be doing and what we should not be doing. So it's really better if you seek a consult with doctors, no? So there are doctors. I'll probably send you a list sa groups here in this discussion din, a list of doctors who does repurposed drugs for cancer, no? So, hindi lang naman ako, no? I don't think I can
ikaw,
cover.
doktor eh.
Ko kaya lahat.
Oo. Or syempre, pwede natin i-offer sa kanila na
Yeah.
it means that you wanted really for Dr. Homer to parang to manage your cancer treatment. There are ways to reach Dr. Homer is through the Akesis Holistic dito sa Calagwe. I can send you the clinic address and clinic time. And also, Dr. Homer, I think is also, I believe that he is also accommodating online consultation, lalo na yung mga nasa probinsya, o kaya yung talagang mahirap yung access going to a face-to-face
Yeah.
consultation.
Yes.
It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah.
Friday, hindi Thursday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pero it's on schedule, no? It's on a schedule. We have to schedule. Okay. So let's go. Yeah, so let's go to more questions.
So,
No?
ang dami pang question natin.
Si Merly asking, pag wala kang cancer, can you take metformin and ivermectin for prevention?
Yun na nga.
Actually,
Dr.
siguro,
maraming ganon.
ayun nga marami nang ivermectin araw-araw eh. So, I mean, ivermectin is, if you want to take it for prevention, not for cancer, you want to prevent, like, lalo na yung mga alagang aso pusa. Naku, nabalitaan ko lang, may isang pasyente, nagtatae 3 times a week. Tinanong ko, may aso pusa ba kayo? Meron. Saan nakatira? Yun, sa kwarto ko. Wala na Riosepta sa kwarto. Yung litter box sa kwarto rin. Natural na marami kang bulate. So, of course, then you need to ipurga mo sarili mo every week because, you know,
Nandun sa aso po.
yung aso pusa, bigyan mo rin ng ivermectin para wala ring bulate, no? So, but you can't take ivermectin, but not on a daily basis, no? For metformin naman, actually, metformin is now being researched as a longevity drug. So people they found out those taking metformin actually are able to delay their aging. Oo, kailangan mo ng 1,000. So, okay, mag 1,000 milligrams ka ng metformin. So, you can't take metformin because metformin is actually being researched as a longevity drugs. No, so definitely, I would rather you take metformin every day more than ivermectin every day, no? Because metformin really has been shown to have some effect on your longevity, no? Miss Nina, can I take ivermectin for? But no, please don't take ivermectin for like vitamins. It's not a vitamin; it's a drug. Okay, so very important to. And then Miss Yam is asking, anong day daw ang pag-take ng aspirin? The best time to take is really after a meal. I would suggest after breakfast, no? Yung why? They found that cancer cells are most active during 6 to 10 in the morning. So if you want to take your anti-inflammatory drug, your metformin, that's really the best time is around 6 to 10 in the morning because that's the most active ang cancer. So if we can avoid eating also on those time of the day, better, no? So actually better, no? So Mr. Boyayo is asking, CBD okay po ba? Bawal ang CBD sa Pilipinas eh. Hindi pa na-approve ng Senado. Okay, tsaka ng Kongreso. Miss Chris asking, I'm taking metformin. Can I still take ivermectin? Yeah, no problem. You can still take, no? Oo. Oh, hi, Miss Gigi. Si Miss Gigi. How to deworm? Okay, very important. A lot of we're getting also a lot of questions with regards to yung anti-parasite protocol daw sa mga may cancer, no? So, one way to remove parasites is actually to take either or together, yung ivermectin with mebendazole. So, you can take mebendazole for 3 straight days and then 3 straight days of ivermectin. Yun, patay na lahat ng bulate, no? And you can repeat it after a month or 2 weeks just to kill off may naiwan na bulate at mga anak na yung mga eggs ba. So just 3 days of either ivermectin, mebendazole, or both of them, that should actually kill off all the parasites.
Mahilig doktor sa mga sushi.
Oo, lalo na if you eat, tama, oo. Hindi lang yun, yung mga may animals talaga. If you have dogs, you have cats at home, you kiss them, you hug them, you play with them, you sleep with them, whether it's spike proteins, heavy metals, plastics, microplastics, yung mga synthetic chemicals. Okay, so we're back. Sorry, we got cut off. As I was uh, mRNA vaccines, no, of course, yun nga, sa sobrang daming uh, toxins in the body, of course, na-overwhelm ng body. So, of course, kailangan, mas mahirap mag-treat or heal ang body if you have so much toxin. So, it's very important for us to to detoxify so that it's easier to treat these people with cancer. Normally, what I would do, 2 weeks muna of detox before we actually start the actual treatment using repurposed drug or whatever treatment. Sadly, a lot of these patients don't have time, di ba? Oh, so hindi mo pwede sabihing, "Oh, wag mo na munang anuhin kasi kulang ang wala, they don't have time." So you have to do both at the same time. So they really need to do detox because patients with cancer or any types of disease, their organs are really in a state of kumbaga, nahihirapan sila. So you have to repair whether it's your liver, your colon, your intestine, your skin is an organ of detoxification, lymphatics. No, you really have to clean them out so that your treatments will be more effective. Kumbaga, more.
During the chemo.
Mm. Yeah, I had one patient until now, no, she's been doing a lot of chemotherapy, immunotherapy sessions, no? Nagugulat silang lahat kasi pati yung doktor ng Singapore nagtataka. Siya lang daw ang kakaiba-ibang pasyente na 'pag treatment, hindi mukhang may sakit.
Oh,
Oo, nagtataka sila lahat pati yung yung
marami nga po.
oo, nagugulat yung So, yeah, because because if you detox properly, then you're not going to be affected with the toxic treatments that will be given to you because your body is able to handle and remove the toxins properly. Oh, kanina wala kang question. Emotional. Yeah. Mm. Mamamatay. Sino bang hindi mamamatay? Lahat naman ng tao namamatay, di ba? O, kumbaga, kailan at yung, in my opinion, the only difference between a cancer and non-cancer patients with regards to how long they will live is yung cancer patients, feeling niya, mamamatay na siya. Kasi sinabi ng doktor, may cancer ka na eh. Pero yung walang cancer, pwede mo siya mamatay next day pag sinagasaan ng tren, di ba? Di ba? Oo, kaya nga, di ba? The only difference, feeling ng cancer patients ay umikli na buhay nila. But honestly, everybody has the same risk of death. Yun lang nga, yung mga may cancer, feeling nila mas mamamatay na sila na mas maaga. Kasi sentensya na sila na cancer. Mm. 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 Despite of her having stage 4 cancer, spread na sa buong katawan. She's trying to build a church. So, and 3 years, 3 years na, the cancer has practically gone to sleep. Hindi na lumalaki. So I would say, natulog na yung cancer because she's serving the community. So she has parang a purpose to fulfill. So that's why I guess, yung sinasabi ko, these people who thrive, hindi nila iniinda yung sakit nila. They're really doing something, not just for themselves, but for the community. No?
Pero talaga the best talaga is first is so, end of the day, the protocol is so simple lang. The usual medicines that we take when we have hypertension, we have high cholesterol, mostly we still need the consultation from our doctors. And doctor, meron sa question.
Oh.
Meron ba tayo yung mga iwasan sa stem cell IV therapy na po pwede nila i-prioritize. For example, doctor, meron na sila yung kanilang ano pa ho kaya po pwede natin isama para to ensure that they are their takes life. Tapos hindi sila kunyari, nagkikimo sila, hindi sila nahihilo, napedridden sila ng mga 3 days, 5 days, ganun po. Okay, the usual. Hindi ako naka-wheelchair, gusto ko nilito yung phone,
Yeah.
ano pa yung mga therapy na po pwede nilang gawin, doctor?
Well, yeah. So aside from doing mga repurposed drugs, no, we do have IV drips, IV therapies for those who have cancer. If you're undergoing chemotherapy or radiotherapy and you need support, then you can give IV, a bit of vitamin C, but high doses of glutathione because that helps rescue your organs.
Kaya
No, I mean, like glutathione, no? The reason they were doing glutathione was they were giving it to patients who were given high doses of chemotherapy, and to prevent the side effects from the chemotherapy, they were giving them glutathione. Then they found out na yung mga naggugluta, parang pumuputi, gumaganda ang skin. So that's how glutathione became a more of an aesthetic supplements. But actually, it's really to prevent liver or even kidney damage, liver damage, organ damage. If you give glutathione, in between chemo sessions, that really helps with their to prevent too much adverse effects from chemo or radiotherapy. So that's the drips that for those naman that say they don't want to do chemotherapy or they failed chemotherapy, naging resistant na, or for whatever reason they prefer not to do chemotherapy or radiotherapy, you can do high doses of vitamin C, and because we have seen and it has been shown clinically, marami na studies showing that IV vitamin C in high doses can actually kill cancer cells. And again, not only cancer cells, can even kill cancer cells, which is much, much more important when we're dealing with cancer. Okay. Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Opo. Meron pa yung
Danshan. Oh, well. Oh, sige. Yeah, Danshan is a Chinese. So we go first with Danshan. Danshan is a Chinese herb. So we found out that there are studies, studies even from China, that those who are taking Danshan, it's just a Chinese herb. Uh, from it's the drug. I mean, the scientific name is Salvia militarisca. Is a They found out that those who are taking Danshan had a better, longer life. And yung nga, Danshan as purpose drugs, they actually like metformin and aspirin. Metformin and aspirin, which is it can block sugar, it can block your cancer cells from eating sugar, it can block your cancer cells from eating fatty acids. So may dual effect siya. So that's why we give Danshans to those people who cannot tolerate, hindi nila kaya yung statins. There's some people nag-statin, muscle cramps, yung iba hindi na makatayo, yung iba parang nanghihina. So we stop statins and we give Danshan. No, but you can also give Danshan together with metformin, statins, no, very effective. Now going back to vitamin D, no. So one of the things that people do not realize, no, is aside from vitamin C, vitamin D is also one of the most important vitamins that you can have. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin; it's actually a hormone. It not only helps in making your bones stronger, it actually adjusts, tawag natin modulate. If you're kumbaga susing ka, gusto mo, you wanna sound smart, you say modulate, no? That's another word for adjusting, no? So it modulates or adjusts your immune system in such a way that it can actually fight off not just cancer but any types of diseases, whether it's viral, bacterial, fungal infections. Vitamin D, even at high doses, really have shown to have great benefit. No, in fact, vitamin D controls or uh, or has an impact of more than 500 genes. 500 genes. So vitamin D alone can impact at least 500 genes in your own body. So imagine pag wala ka ng vitamin D, all those genes that you need to be working to produce proteins to help you become strong and healthy and vital and strong and become a vital person. Pag wala kang vitamin D, they shut down. They don't work. So that's why people with low vitamin D, they get sick very fast. They get depression. They have some form of neurologic or anxiety disorder. A lot of them is due to low vitamin D. So we give high doses of vitamin D in cancer patients because their number one, their vitamin D is extremely low, less than 30. Sure yun. So and then if you're doing chemotherapy, radiotherapy, mas mababa pa ang vitamin D mo. That's why in patients with chemo radiotherapy, you really need to give high doses of vitamin D. Uh, and they would say that, if you take more than 10,000, 5,000 IU vitamin D, matotoxic ka daw, magkakasakit ka, masisira liver mo. And I mean, time and time again, studies from abroad and my personal experience, this never happened. Even if you have vitamin D serum sa blood na vitamin D levels over 100, wala naman silang significant adverse effect, no? So really, for patients with cancer, you really have to address their vitamin D levels also, aside from vitamin C, no? And of course, which we haven't not discussed is yung diet, no? So
Yes.
I think that this should be the last part that I want people to understand is even though you're on taking chemotherapy, even though you're doing repurposed drug, the most important thing is still your diet. Pet peeve ko kasi ang daming pasyente dumarating pumunta sa akin, sabihin ng pasyente, "Dok, sabi ng onco ko, kainin ko na daw lahat ng kainin.
Correct.
Kasi
Totoo
daw,
naman.
kasi daw wala raw effect yung kinakain ko sa cancer." Wala daw. Wala. Kung walang effect, paano mabubuhay yung cancer in the first place? 'Di ba dahil sa kung anong kinakain mo, anong nilalagay mo sa katawan, 'di ba? And secondly, how yung PET scan, what do they give to check for presence and activity of cancer? They inject sugar. So how can you say your diet has no effect or no connection with the growth and uh, viability of cancer? It has a definite direct link with what you are eating. So cancer, you really have to be on a very good diet. Good meaning avoid high carb diet, avoid meat because meat in pro-inflammatory. Anything that causes inflammation. So we have to avoid these foods. So if imagine mo, kayo na lang po, if you have patients or you have family members or you yourself, you have cancer. If you avoid eating foods that are pro-cancer and you give medicine that will actually even starve the cancer more, wouldn't that be more effective, di ba? Wouldn't that be more uh, kumbaga, more sensible in treating or in controlling the growth of cancer, right? You starve the cancer. You don't starve the patient. I always say, you starve the cancer, not the patient.
Pwede pa rin. What?
Okay, okay. Okay, bawat no milk, no cheese because milk and cheese hard protein, very inflammatory din. So we have to avoid that.
Sabi pa naman, no, bata pa lang.
Bata, wala ka namang cancer nung bata eh. Oh. Oo. Ayun. Yun lang. Yun lang. Kaya nga sabi, okay. Okay. So, si Nilda nagsabi nun ha, siya ang hanapin niyo, wag ako. Siya ibaba ng Facebook, hindi ako.
Yes po.
Okay. So, any other questions before we go?
Okay. Last question. Itong protein na ito, exclusive from your end or
No.
okay?
I mean, you have so many doctors now around the world. I think one of the more famous doctors, actor, Dr. Makis, no, from Canada, no, he's very, very active on social media. He's promoting yun nga, these repurposed drugs for cancer, no. So So hindi lang ako, there are hundreds now. I wouldn't say hundreds, probably thousands of doctors all around the world using these types of protocols, which is repurposed drugs. No, so there are so many repurposed drugs. It's just that a matter of adjusting depending on what type of cancer, what type of what type of foods that the person is eating. So you have to adjust it. But very important really is what type of cancer. So we can adjust to what type of medicine or repurposed drugs that you really need to stop the cancer from growing or try to kill the cancer. Mm. Well, it is a purpose drug, but you have to have yung infrared light. So taking just methylene blue does not work. It has may light dapat or infrared light to help to kill the cancer. Tawag naman, iba naman yun. So I think that should be on another
Oh yes,
another session kasi mahaba yun.
Actually, Doctor, marami akong question na dyan.
Oo.
Drugs. Patients na talagang gusto ng quality of life, even though you have to think about it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you po.
So,
Thank you so much.
see you again.
See you next week.
Next month, maybe. Let's see. Depending on schedule. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.